100 says. So it is an honor for me to invite 5 alumni that I know very well to the stage with me today. And come on up. I'm not going to steal any more of their thunder, but I'm going to invite them to come hang out with me. You can cheer for them. Listen, people, they range in personality type. And so this is outside of some of their comfort zone. I can promise you that. Braden, turn it like around a little bit so we can like talk to each other. We don't have cool couches like you, so you know we got to do the best we can with band chairs. Hi guys, I didn't get to hug you when you came in. Yeah, I'm gonna let them. How many of you know someone on the stage? Anybody? Good. Some of you, no hands went up. All right. So here's what I thought about. I thought about one, their willingness to come. I didn't ask people that I knew wouldn't try to come if they could. And 2, I wanted to run the gamut of graduation year, personality type, all that kind of good stuff. And so without further ado, why don't we just go straight down the line? Why don't we start with you, sir? Just tell them your name, obviously, what year you graduated, and give us a quick little snapshot of that high school version of yourself. Just tell us about who you were and all that good stuff. Go.
Hello. My name's Josiah. I graduated 2021. That makes me the youngest on the stage. It was really funny when I got put into the group chat. I recognized all of the names, but I couldn't like place a face to any of them. I remember them now that I'm looking at them. I promise. Yeah, I graduated in December from Western Kentucky with a degree in philosophy and psychology. I am starting a graduate program in psychology this August. I'm hoping to go into counseling. In high school, I was a band kid. I did jazz band, I did marching band or drumline, I did concert band, I did choir a little bit when I could, and that was kind of most of what I cared about while I was here. Cool. Is there anything else you want me to say?
No, that's wonderful. Next.
Hello, my name is Jana Hahn. I graduated in 2021, so some people I recognize from way back when. But I currently live in Nashville, Tennessee, and I work as a marketing director for a company called BindTech. It's a book manufacturer. So we bind books, so I could diagnose a book for you. Just bring it to me, I'll tell you how it was made. So I do that, and then in high school, I was involved with everything music, musical theater, so Mrs. McCarty, Dr. Branham was involved with many things, and also a lot of the extracurricular clubs, so with Miss Holloway and FCA, just all the things, so busy bee, but was very outgoing, and we'll kind of talk about that transition into the real world or into life after high school.
Yeah, cool. Next.
Hi, my name is Lily Caney. I graduated in 2018 with Jana Hahn.
I giggled when you said that.
That.
When did you graduate from Liberty?
Oh, yeah. I graduated from Liberty University. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So sorry.
So yeah, I graduated in 2018 from Christian Academy. I went to Indiana Wesleyan and graduated in 2022. I finished my master's in social work at University of Louisville in 2023, and I'm a mental health counselor now for the North Harrison Community Schools. High school me was very involved. I was extremely extroverted, very, very social, never at my house, always with friends. I was involved in sports, theater, choir, band, pretty much everything. So yeah, I was very involved.
Next.
I officially get to be the oldest on the stage. I'm Autumn Jones, and I graduated in 2014, so that's officially over a decade ago, and that's very hard to believe. Some of your faces I recognize as elementary students, and I work here too, so you may recognize me from being on staff for Christian Academy. I work in the marketing department, so I'm not here on campus every day, but I used to do social media, and now I am the school's event planner, so I plan our open houses, bigger events like alumni homecomings, things like that. I graduated from the University of Louisville in 2018 and with a communications degree. High school Autumn was also type A planner, overachievers out there, did all the things. I played soccer and was a cheerleader and involved in all kinds of extracurriculars, FCA, and just, yeah, like Lily was also never at home, always with people doing something. So that was me.
All right, Bruno.
I'm Braden Renfro. I graduated in 2016 from Christian Academy, And I asked Mr. Luttrell if this was okay, and this is kind of getting into it. I did not go to college, which if anybody's sitting out there confused,
Say that.
it's okay. I made a great career. It's great. It's not for everybody. I actually, I think he said 51% of people don't go to college in Indiana in August, which is crazy because almost a decade ago, I wrote down that I was going to college because I was so nervous what people would think. But there's so many great careers and things for you guys to do. We'll get into that. But I started my own sports media company, and then I'm also the marketing director at a couple companies here locally. And yeah.
Tell us about high school Braden.
Oh, high school Braden. You don't want to know about high school Braden.
Yes, I do. I remember high school Braden well.
The fact that I'm on this stage, Miss Webb chased me down 2 days before graduation and said, if you don't fill out this paper, you will not graduate. And I graduated. So if seniors, if you didn't fill out that athletic thing for no PE, fill it out because they're not joking. Like, you literally won't walk. No, I had fun. I knew a lot of these people. I did theater, band, sports, all of it. Kind of like at the small school, all of us did a lot. But had a lot of fun. I just brought my son back for preschool orientation here, which is, yeah, I cried. It's fine. It's good. This place is special to me, and it'll be special to my family for a long time. So
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, so there is a goal of this panel today, in case you're wondering. Obviously, everyone is younger than me, so there is that marker. But the goal of this panel is to discuss tough challenges to Christians today, like especially post-high school, but even more especially in your younger years. Life is not the exact same way it was whenever I was in my 20s, right? It's just different. So we wanted to bring you a good vantage point of what life was like for them right post-high school. So why don't we just get this thing going? I kind of stirred the pot a little bit with some of them about what would they kind of like to talk about. And Braden hinted on something that Josiah kind of wants to chime in about. There's this stigma surrounding some things, whether it's certain degree fields or going to college or not going to college. Do you want to start us off?
Yeah. Can I say stupid?
You can say stupid. It's totally
Yeah.
fine.
So there's this really stupid myth that when you go into higher education, you're going to be like pressured by all your teachers and the faculty to like renounce your faith or some garbage like that. It's not true. Now there are like legitimate like challenges to people who are believers going in like just outside of their bubbles for the first time, but it's not like institutional, at least not the way it's portrayed often. I can't tell you how many friends of mine in college are like working on assignments their first semester or so, and they're like, oh, I just have to say what my teacher wants to hear or they're going to fail me. And I'm like, have you talked to your teacher about that? And they just haven't. They just assume it's the case. And I can say it from firsthand experience in my philosophy degree, and my teachers in high school are going to know this. I don't care what you think about what I believe. I'm going to say it.
Dr. Branham nodding? Where is he?
And it was like super well supported, like between my teachers who were all secular and have their own philosophies and stuff. They encourage disagreement. They like to hear from outside worldviews. They're going to challenge you if you're open to it, but they're not going to like discriminate against you on the basis of the fact that you're a Christian. So I just want to get that out of the way. Don't worry about like I need to pretend to be something I'm not, otherwise I'm going to fail college. Now, and we can talk about what the actual like challenges are, and I want to get into that. I just want to get that like out of the way first. That's not something to be worried about.
Do you want to talk about that disagreement piece, Braden? How it's okay to go, you were afraid to disagree with the norm, or you felt like you had to just write something on a paper or people were going to judge you. What challenges did you face in that entering into adulthood year surrounding that?
yeah, I actually went to IUS for 7 weeks. The dropout 6 weeks, so I paid for a full semester. So if you're not going to go, just don't go. It's okay. There's so many job fields, and I think marketing director, marketing. There's some creatives up here. Raise your hand if you want to go into the creative field. Anybody?
Creative
There's
field.
a couple.
In
I know
creative
there's a
fields.
few. In that side of the industry, it is very artsy and things are free. And I think a lot of times the line gets blurred between having convictions as a Christian and just going with the flow, kind of like what you were talking about. It's okay to have those. And in the creative world, you will see a lot of different things, especially if you go to college for it. You'll be introduced to a ton of stuff that you're not ready to see. But it's going to be good because you'll see the world. But it is okay to have those convictions. And as me, I wish I would have had those back in high school because I spent the money, I didn't do anything. And then when I dropped out of college, I really found out what I wanted to do by getting a creative internship, fell in love with video, got to start a really cool company, and now primarily my job is training other creatives on how to think, not even with the biblical worldview, but just think outside of the box and have morals and convictions on what you do and what you don't do. So
It's good. Jana, challenges facing Christians fresh out of high school?
Yeah, so I would say the biggest thing for me was it was so uncertain, that everything was so certain in high school. You know, maybe some of you have gone here for years, done the same thing every day for who knows how long, and so finally getting out into a new routine that I wasn't used to really shook me. So I decided to stay close in town. I actually went to Boyce College at first, actually kind of against what I think God was calling me to do. I remember being so conflicted on what I wanted to study and who I wanted to be after high school, and decided to stay close, and then was pushed out of my comfort zone and went to Liberty after a while because that's what God was calling me to go to. But just, the challenge of being, like we had chapel today, like being able to do this 2 times a week or once a week, and having that, weekly reminder, where some of you might be going to a college, or maybe through the summer for those who aren't graduating, that it's not going to be every week, it's not going to be every day. So making the intentionality to make it a habit of your personal time versus just a structure in school or because someone's telling you to do it. Because you won't realize how easy that is to not make it part of your routine until you're like, oh, I haven't actually studied my Bible or had some worship time today, or it's been a minute.
Was that like a Band-Aid ripping off for you guys? Like when you first went? Were you like, oh snap, I have to tell myself to do it? You're nodding your head, Autumn. Talk about that.
Oh, absolutely. Just the thought of making it a habit and not being forced into it. It's so natural when you're here. And so the biggest kind of adjustment for me was going from our sweet Christian Academy bubble to, I went to the University of Louisville, I think I mentioned, and being such a small fish in a big pond really just shocked the heck out of me. And it was hard to know where to plug in at first, and to go from being so known and so loved by not just your peers but your teachers, to going to a big campus where nobody knows you. Your teachers don't necessarily care about you, maybe in the beginning, from one class to the next, and so that just really shocked me. And it had to become an intentional habit of plugging myself in to a community, and plugging myself in back with people who had the same beliefs that I did. Yeah.
I'm going to chime back in. Community is so big. I know that's the theme of this semester, but being, I think even now a little past college, you realize, you don't see the same people all the time. And, sometimes you get blessed to stay in contact with people. Like I've known Lily since we were in elementary school, and, you stay in touch with some friends who grew up with you in the same environment. But other than that, you need to seek out those believers who you can walk through life with, because you're not going to just find them walking through the streets. So you just need to really be intentional about finding that community, whether you live here close to, southern Indiana, or if you move all the way to California. Just really seek out that community, because you need those people to do life with.
Josiah, you want to chime in there too on the importance of community?
I have actually changed my opinion on this a lot of times in the last 2 years. But I just, the short version of where I've come to is that it is really, really important that you surround yourself with people who are edifying to you. You're going to become like the people that you surround yourself with over time, whether you realize it or not. I mean, Scripture even is clear about this, right? Iron sharpens iron, strand of many cords is not easily broken, where two or more are gathered, all that jazz. You need to at least be in church, and if there's not like a church around you somehow, you need to have people around you who are Christian and be regularly involved with them and keep them close to you, because it's inevitable that you're going to become like the people that you're around. It just happens.
That's good. Lily, challenges facing Christians?
Excuse me. Yeah. I think comparison is a huge one. And I think like when you're in elementary school, middle school, high school, you guys are all reaching the same milestones at the exact same time. And once you graduate, that timeline, everything just goes out the window. I mean, every day you're on Instagram, someone's getting engaged, running a marathon, moving across the country, moving to another country. And I feel like that can put a lot of pressure on you to kind of be where you thought you would be at a certain point, when really God has you exactly where you're supposed to be. And also with that, I think Mental health is also a struggle afterwards. I feel like there's this like stigma that can happen with Christians that we think that if we're spiritually strong, like we're immune to mental health things, and that's just not true. And so I think it's important to have community and to be plugged in and to be open and honest. And it's okay to seek help, whether that be through talking to your friends or going to therapy and those things. I think that God blesses your community, but also those tools like therapy and things like that.
Super good. Okay. To tie a good bow on this here in the next few minutes, I just want to take a poll. How many of you dealt with the good old disease called senioritis? Would you say when you hit your senior year, you were like, get me out of here? Yeah? Okay. So interestingly...
Mine started freshman year, though.
I will say it's kind of starting earlier and earlier every year. So that's been an interesting trend, those of us that like to talk about trends. But I'm interested, if you guys were so ready to graduate and you're like, let me start this next season, even if you're like, I don't know what the flip this season's gonna hold, or I don't know if I'm making the right choice. I just wanna be in my new season, no matter what it is. Interestingly enough, you found yourselves back here in this auditorium at Christian Academy of Indiana, driving 3 hours to do so, driving 2 hours to do so, to talk to these people that you don't even know. What is it about this opportunity why would you care to come talk to these people? Why would you bother to come all the way back to your school that you were ready to graduate from, or whatever you want to say there? What is it about the calling God has placed on your life, or what is it that burdened you enough to say yes to this opportunity? Why are you here? And maybe give them each a closing bit of encouragement. Why don't you start, Mr. Took the microphone? Why are you here? Why would it matter to you to come?
I think a lot of reasons. One, like I told you guys, this place means so much to me. Two, I have a little brother that's a senior. Watching him go through this process of he is moving away. I didn't get to do that. I did really wanted to move on fast. I got married at 19. I bought my own house. I did all this stuff. Not that it was too fast, but like you can slow down in this next season. It's gonna be really fun, but you really do need to think, what is next? What plans do I have? I would really, like community, if you're moving out from college, go find a church in that area. Get plugged in, find those people. There's going to be free meals probably, so I would do that. But yeah, I came back here because the decisions that you make in the next 4 years are very important. You'll be lucky enough, you'll probably be sitting next to somebody, you'll be in their wedding in the next few years, and they're going to get engaged, and this community is really important. But finding that next step of, well, what decisions are you going to make? They are going to affect your life. I got lunch with another alumni yesterday, and he's talking about the marriage and next steps and asking me all these questions. And this community did that, and I'm just very thankful for it. So that's why I'm back here.
It's great.
Yeah, pretty much everything Braden said is the same feeling that I have as well. I'm back here because I'm just so incredibly thankful. I wouldn't be who I am today without this school. Dr. Branham's Bible class helped shape so many of my deepest core beliefs of who I am. Is your mom here? Is Amy here? She says she was told once when she first started that this place is hallowed ground, and that just has always touched me so much when she shares that. And I believe that so deeply. I've got a 3-year-old and a 1.5-year-old who will one day come here. And so I just so believe in the mission of this place and forming students like yourselves that have biblical beliefs. I'm here because I believe in you, and just because I'm excited for you for your next steps, and just to see the ways that you guys will go out into the world and kind of change things. So that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
She brought up Dr. Branham. That class is what will set you guys up for success. Whether you're a freshman, you're going to take it, or you're a senior and you're doing it, you're probably like, why am I fighting for the side of abortion? That class is everything for you guys. And I'm not just saying that. Like, writing history essays is great and all this stuff, but when you say biblical worldview and you guys leave, for somebody who wasn't great at school and I really struggled and I had to get some help, that class was everything. And I think one important thing to know is that it is okay. Like, if you believe something now, there's the close-handed issues, but it is okay to get new worldviews and change on things. I'm sure you do it a lot with your degree, but always remember Branham's class. Think about the questions and the debates that you guys have had, and honestly, do that with yourself. Talk back and forth. It's okay to have those conversations once you graduate.
Yeah, I think I wanted to come here because I remember being in high school and being like, what the heck is next? And there's just so much unknown. So I would encourage you guys to just like lean into the unknown. I think I put a lot of pressure on myself in high school to hear directly from God about like what's next. And I remember so vividly meeting with Aiken, Mrs. Schaus, and talking to her. And I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And I remember her asking me, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I think I want to do this. And then she said something like, well, then I think God's going to bless that. And I wrote this down so I wouldn't forget it. But it said, God doesn't lay out one perfect path for us to follow. He gives us the freedom to choose. And as we seek him, he's faithful to guide us and bless our steps. And I think that I definitely needed to hear that around your all's age. So just be patient with yourselves and, the future will come.
Yeah, that's good, Lily. I would say that I came because, I've been in your shoes, and I wish I heard something like this that, as you were saying, Lily, it's so uncertain. You don't know what's next, whether you're going to the next grade or you're going to be leaving Christian Academy. You don't know what's going to happen. And I remember I was really, really scared to leave these walls. I, didn't quite know what I wanted to study. And now looking back, I'm like, why was I afraid? Because this school really does give you a strong foundation for your beliefs. And if you stick to that and also, really strive after what you love to do and want to do that, whether it's in the secular world and being a believer and changing the world from the inside out, that can be doable as well. So it's scary, but being on this stage, it's not impossible. So that's something, if you're scared, it's normal, and you're going to do really great things.
I'm over here snickering to myself about this question because I really don't have too much sentimental attachment to this place, and a lot of my closest friends out of high school, not all of them, but a lot of them, kind of left here resenting this place for one reason or another. And so I think that, and the whole senioritis thing, I was apathetic about it my whole time. I'm like, I'm gonna get out of school and then go to school for 6 more years. This doesn't mean anything to me yet. So as far as for why I'm here, it's because I care about people like me and people like that, people like my friends who feel like they're just the odd one out, right? Like all these people are so passionate and invigorated, and it's just I don't know, I'm just kind of here, and these people are saying these things that I don't have any connection to or relation to at all, and I had to deal with that for all of middle and high school here. And if there's 2 of you in this room that feel the same way I did, then I'm happy I'm here, and I'm happy I came.
It's amazing. And just to close, and I'm still here 14 years later because I fully believe that the Lord is time and time again sending out world changers into the world through you. And it's an honor to encourage you on your journey, no matter where you find yourself and what person that you found similarity with today. And I'm going to pray for us to close. Jesus, thank you for once again that you are making all things new, that you are starting new seasons as you close old ones, that you are always bringing about growth and refinement as we are continually being made into your image, Jesus. Thank you for the gift of this place. Thank you for the gift of testimony, of life that has been changed as we strive to reflect you to a world that's watching. I bless these students today, and I bless the friends that I have on the stage that have shared with them. Would their words not be quickly forgotten? It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.